Morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I am getting ready for the fourth annual Get Naughty workshop. I'm not going like this, by the way. I'm not going like this. So don't show up to see me in a little nightie because you won't see me in a nightie. I will be in yoga clothes like everybody else. But I am in the process of getting ready for that workshop today. It is our fourth annual year to be teaching Get Naughty. And if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, know that there are still 2 spots available for this workshop. So we are pretty much at max, where it's all groovy, exactly where we're at. But I just want everybody to know that it's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, that if you want to participate, there are 2 spots. You've got until like 11:30 today to get your butt signed up for that before I close everything down on it. So Get Naughty is happening, which is all about bondage and ropes and all that kinky stuff, because we are in the month of October, which is National Month of Kink, if you did not know that already. And as I was sitting here and I was getting together, getting my waiver done, and hey, morning, Laura, I was getting my waiver done, morning, Addison, and just thinking about, like all the run through, because I got all this follow-up stuff that I have to do after our workshop and everything. So I was like preparing ahead of the time for the follow-up, because that's kind of a smart thing to do, especially when it's the weekend and I want to spend time with my kids and my family today, and off to the pumpkin patch tomorrow. And Addison's moving tomorrow, so we are moving her furniture tomorrow morning. So it's like there's just all this stuff going, and I'm like, I just got to prepare. And it had me in this like mental focus of like what I need to do this morning. I got up at 6 o'clock. I did my meditation, had my cup of coffee, and then I went straight into work mode, because I got home last night and I was just like, I had a massive amount of client appointments yesterday and beautiful, beautiful movement. And I was like, I need to get this stuff returned to my clients like I always do. But I just did not have it in me to do last night. So I was like, I'm going to get up first thing in the morning. I'm going to get this accomplished, get this out. And I was just in this groove this morning of work. And even though there was flow to my work, I didn't really feel any stress. I just realized how much I was really in that work mode, and that I wasn't in a play mode. And here I am moving into a very playful workshop today, which brought me to today's topic, that you were born to be a player. We are all born to be players. And I'm not talking about necessarily the sexual player that you might think that I'm talking about, okay? So this doesn't mean that, like, go and do and a free frolic in the sex world. Although, if you want to do that, that's groovy too. Go for it. Have fun. Whatever's right for you is perfect for you. So, but I was thinking about how, like when we get adventurous, and I believe it is Einstein there's a quote from Einstein saying that play is the best research, or something on that line, something like that, that play is the best research that we have. And, it's often brought to my attention when I'm working with people, how we as adults shut our play down. We grow up and we stop living the adventurous life. We stop playing, we stop exploring, we stop inquiring. We go, oh, I'm an adult now I have to be responsible, now I'm supposed to know everything, now I'm supposed to just get it right, now I'm just supposed to have the answers, now that I'm adult, this is it. And it's supposed to just be bleh, like that, right? And then we look out at the world and we see these people that are living, that are exploring, that are thriving. They are living these fuck yes lives. And you know how they're doing it? They're doing it through play. They're doing it because life is an adventure, and they wake up every single day with that intent right there, that today is a new adventure. Today is something new for me to learn about myself, new for me to learn about the people that I'm with, new for me to learn about life, about this world. It is an experience, an exploration, and every single day is to be like that. Morning, Randall. Every single day is supposed to be like that. And we just, as adults, we shut that shit down, right? Like we just shut it down and we go, no, I have to just live like this. And how boring is that? I mean, truly, think about it. When you're living in that must do, must fix, must accomplish, must be responsible all the time, your version of responsible, right? Which typically means what? Making sure that your credit score is good, making sure that your bills are paid, making sure that certain things are in order, making sure that you show up to work on time, making sure that you are being a good parent, a good daughter, a good sibling, a good friend, and doing all this people pleasing. And you pack your day and your life so full of this stuff that doesn't make you happy. And not that we all should just like give up our jobs and give up those things that help us make sure that responsibility is taken care of. But you've got to add and look for, at least enter your day. If you want to thrive, if you want to be happy, if you want to really truly embody yourself and connect, you've got to look for ways to play and realize that play really is what you were born to do. You were born to explore and to experience and to just really take in your life and be like a child. So for, like Jesus said it, to come into it with eyes and the heart of a child, that means adventure, that means play, that means compassion for self, that means to explore and to realize that you don't know everything and you don't have to have the answers for every single thing, that you are going to fall down, that you are going to get things wrong according to society. But in that falling down, in that exploring, what you're actually gaining is the learning of self, is the exploration of life and a deeper, richer connection to soul. Because when you fall down, when you go and you explore something new and you find yourself you bring about this compassion, which brings humor to it also, because you go, yeah, I really don't know everything. Yeah, it's okay that I messed up there. Yeah, it was okay that I doubted. It's okay that I feared. It's okay that my ego popped up right there. I'm just going to see it for where it is. And when we play with it, when we toy with those things, we create this beautiful harmonic dance with life. And that's where our vessel, that's where our soul gets the opportunity to expand out just a little bit further and get closer to its truth, which is massive, which is dynamic, which is so powerful, because our soul is connected to the all-knowing. Our soul is a piece of the Creator, a piece of God, and it is that guidance system. And we kind of contain it here, and we try to, force different things to happen. But when we just get into that access of that flow, that ease, and we go, oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, that sounds playful. Oh, that's really drawing me in, really calling me. And we lean into those just little coincidences, those little draws, the intuition, all that kind of stuff. Life becomes magical, and life becomes so much more playful and less stress and less fear and less worry, because we just know that we are really being led in those moments, and play is a leading tool. Yesterday I was working with a couple different people and this topic came up, but one individual especially was telling me how he's not into art at all. He's really not that artistic of a person, it's like doesn't really matter to him. But he was walking down a street, and this painting, he just got drawn into this painting in this gallery, and he was just like, wow, this is really cool. So he had to go explore this gallery and this painting, and he and who the painter was, and he ended up like looking at that, and the next thing he knew, he was at another store, and it turned out that like this painting drug him in. He got the person's name. He ends up walking down the street, and he ends up in a restaurant that he had never that he's walked by a million times, but he ended up going in and experiencing, and he runs into this woman and all this different stuff, and it turns out that he actually ends up meeting the artist herself and learning about all this stuff. And then he gets, basically they have this discussion, and he learns about her resume, and there's 1,000,001 things on her resume that he just wrote down on his needs list to be able to connect with somebody, to be able to advance where he wants to go, that he needed to draw these different people into his life, or draw one person into your life that happens to have all of these things already met. And he met her, and she's got everything lined up, and now they're going to get together, and they're going to, explore and connect and have all this beautiful stuff happen for both of their businesses involved. And he was just like, if I hadn't just paid attention to that call of that painting, when, then I wouldn't have been led here, and then I wouldn't have been led here, and then I wouldn't have been led here. And it was so much easier for him to manifest the things that he needed, the people that he needed, the person that he needed to get his businesses rocking by just following that playful, inquiry of like, wow, that looks kind of cool. I want to see what that is. I'm getting pulled over there. And he just followed it. And it was so easy, so easy. And then everything that he needed just manifested right there. Just easy conversations, easy meetings. And he just got drugged here and here and here by soul, by that playful calling, right? By that inquiry, that inquisitive small child inside that's like, ooh, that looks interesting. Versus what he could have done, he could have put an ad out for 4 different positions. He could have, gone and really struggled and been like, I really need this to happen. I'm going to have to, here's my deadline. Here's this, here's that. I'm going to and freak out about it. And he could have struggled and maybe found one component to the 4 or 5 pieces that he needed, and probably not had a good relationship with them, and probably had, miscommunications and all this different stuff. Who knows what would have happened? Or maybe he would have found one person, but it would have taken 2 months, 3 months, 6 months to find somebody that actually was right. Or he just put it out there, and next thing you knew, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. And boom, here's one person with everything that is needed, and beautiful connection there. Beautiful connection. That is found through play. We were born to play. We were born to inquire. We were born to be inquisitive and adventurous and to explore. And when you really tap into that exploration energy, which so many of us are lacking in today's world because it is told that we shouldn't, that that's not safe, that that's not acceptable, that that's not okay, that's not being responsible. And I want you to realize that that is exactly the way you were designed, is to explore, is to inquire, is to find your flow and get into that, and stop the freak out of the responsibility, stop the freak out of the I must make this happen. Instead, what do you desire to have happen? How does that feel? Get playful, get connected, get into that embodiment of that process, and then just watch the magic come into you. Just watch it come in, and all those problems, those things that you're looking for solutions, guess what? They will just kind of happen if you allow yourself to get back into that alignment of flow, which will have you doing this, because flow is not about this. This is linear. This is controlled. This is where you step out of your manifestation power. When you're really in this linear phase and you're trying to force it to happen, and you're really stuck in worry and all this different stuff, realize that when you're stressed out like that, that you are not in flow. You're trying to control this event to happen, versus just opening up and finding your play and finding that joy and going like this. It might seem like this is going to be a longer path, but it isn't, because this right here happens like this, okay? Versus this steady where you're forcing and you're trying to control all the energy, and that's going to take a hell of a lot longer, because now you're trying to force something and control it in your own will and in your own, and trying to get something to happen, and it slows down the stream of manifestation, versus just tapping in and opening up and softening yourself, where you're just going to flow and you're going to find yourself in ease, in joy, in play, and having a lot more pleasurable experience. So I think that feels complete. What did you say, Addison? Much needed message today. A beautiful share. Thank you, Addison. So back to you. Anybody who's in the local area, come play with me today. Come play, come experience, come explore, get naughty today. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it may seem extreme. It may make you go, whoo, what the hell am I going to do here? Like, I don't want to go and get tied up, and bondage is not for me, and that, stuff is not for me. I'm not kinky. I'm very vanilla. And take it from one pretty vanilla person that's learned how to open up herself and learn how to play, and how that actually helps us to experience ourselves and embody. This is a beautiful practice. Not to mention, this is a 101 area here. We're not getting into deep dives. You want deep dives? Go talk to Michael and hook up a 101 with him. This is just to teach some basic foundational and really just to teach safety and get that experience out there, because there are so many people that end up trying to do different things at home with their partners or with themselves and don't even understand all the different little hiccups that can happen, that can be bigger than hiccups if you don't know how to fix those problems. So it is definitely in that land of play. One must set up also certain boundaries. And boundaries are key points to any of our lives. So to know those healthy boundaries, those safeties, to get those into place so that you can flow however you want in your life. There are some beautiful practices that you will be learning in this workshop today. So make sure that if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if you are wanting to learn how to explore, to experience, or just to have a playful afternoon, then click on the link in the comment section. For everybody else out there who might go, all right, that's great, but I'm not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm not really into that, but what you were saying makes a lot of sense. I have experience in that area, but I've seen it happen, but I don't know how to get that to happen consistently, to really step into my flow, to live a life of play. How do I do that? How do I access that? How do I tap into that? How do I stop this stressing and this anxiety and this forcing and this need to control? Well, that's where coaching comes in. That's what I do on a daily basis with people. That's how I help people shift their lives and transform their worlds into a beautiful, joyous life, a thriving life, a fuck yes life. Message me for details on how I can help you access that fuck yes life. All right, so anything else? I think that's it. I feel pretty complete. I should probably get dressed now, out of my nightgown and into some yoga clothes so that I can go and teach an amazing class of beautiful, beautiful dynamic souls. And I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. You can always follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. I'll see you tomorrow. As always, stop existing, start living, and really claim that fuck yes life, because you are worthy of it. Remember to play today.